Lakers win. Lakers win. And honestly, it's surprising that they're doing this good. Now, of course, the Lakers have a different mode which they've turned in the playoffs, which in my opinion has been very surprising. A lot of people said that they were going to reach that mode, but it's easier to see the results than to actually, expect them, because we expected things out of the Timberwolves that Ant was going to become this superstar and take 2 games or make the series competitive as soon as everyone was healthy. That didn't happen. Everyone was expecting, the Grizzlies to play better because they got the experience last year. That didn't happen, even though they didn't play badly. But let's face it, they didn't play up to their standard, especially Dylan Brooks. But yeah, this Lakers team looks convincing. In my opinion, the best thing that happened was Anthony Davis. Of course, he didn't have as big of a game as he's had some other games, but he still had a great game. He played tremendous defense. He did commit 3 turnovers, but he did do 3 assists, and for a big man, I guess a 1-to-1 ratio was not that bad. But in my opinion, the biggest thing about this game, which served as a highlighter, was that first they played Lonnie Walker, which was great as he scored 12 points very efficiently. And if you actually watch the game, then you would know that some of those were just literally like shots to secure the fact that they would win, right? And also, apart from playing Lonnie Walker and giving less minutes to Troy Brown, which was a good, a good switch. Also, what I liked about this game is that they didn't need LeBron. Of course, look, if they don't have LeBron this game, then they don't win. And let's say that, because that's important to say with the Lakers. But it's good that LeBron can actually tone himself down and that still win games in the playoffs and blow teams out by 30, even when he's not having, like I said, a 30-point triple-double on 80% efficiency, right? Something like that. In my opinion, LeBron this game was spectacular. As in the first quarter, he was literally just playmaking, just, setting up his teammates. When he was taking shots, he was efficient. He was 50% from 3. He shot 7 of 8 from the free throw line, and he shot 6 for 11 from the field. So really, if you think about it, LeBron just had a phenomenal game. He shot 54% from the field, 50% from 3, 90% from the free throw line, not 87%, 87.5%. So if we really look at it, then LeBron just had a hyper-efficient game, and they still won. Austin Reeves played badly, and he still had a plus 31 when he was on the court. And D'Angelo Russell, especially for that first quarter, was insane. He was hitting his shots, he was playmaking, and he scored 16 points in the first 2 quarters, just on a hot streak. And by the third quarter, after the third quarter, the game was really decided. First, this shows that the Lakers love their home, which is good, because that means that it's going to be very hard to stop them when they're at home, which is a very important thing, as especially they have a guy like LeBron, which can play on the road, which can beat teams on the road, and who isn't fazed by that type of thing, As LeBron, we saw it with San Antonio. When he faced San Antonio, we saw it with OKC, where he could steal games at home. He didn't have to go 7 games to win a series, and in my opinion, that's a very important thing to have, especially as a team which has a lot of young players, which obviously like playing at their home more than they like playing on the road. Also, that I believe that this team, what stood out for me the most is how they're guarding Steph. Yes, Steph is efficient, and he's going to be efficient. He's reached that point of his career where he's old enough to have played through enough to be very clutch and still be able to get his shots up and get his share of the basketball even when his team is losing, right? Which is, the phase of he's become so good that his team really doesn't like his team can expect him to always show out. And that's the thing with Steph, as he's done through this entire playoffs, right? I just believe that I like the rotations on Klay. If you watch what they were doing, is that when Klay got the ball in half court, they would put two on him and leave someone open, right? Which was very good as like, look, let's face it, if you leave Klay open, then you pay the price, especially when you leave him with Austin Reeves. I like how Austin Reeves was really like getting close with Klay and really making him like have to, stick together. And I believe that this series was great. Draymond had a horrible game. He was minus 27, and he had 4 assists. In the end, Draymond played badly. And in my opinion, who's really showing out as somebody who the public got right was Jordan Poole. Last season, people went into the playoffs with Jordan Poole. And people were saying, oh, he's not clutch, he's not going to show out, he's trash. And honestly, as harsh as that is, I think everyone believed it because they're like, he's a kid, he cares too much about like appearance and style and coolness to like be a Steph Curry 2.0. Like there's no humbleness in him. He's always been like this hot shot. And the Warriors developed him to be a humbler, better, more efficient player. The problem with all of this is that this season, I guess since he won the championship, he just like let go of that humbleness, let go of that winning mentality, and now he's just been, trying to, I think he thinks he's a superstar now because he got paid like one, and because he gets the ball more, and because he gets big minutes, he gets more minutes than some starters. But I do believe that Jordan Poole has been playing really badly. Of course, I know that one big game from him is due. He's going to have one of these games probably where he's just going to explode, because that's just how he plays the game. And let's be honest about that. But I do want to say that Jordan Poole in this game had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, on 2 for 9 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. He shot 0% from 3. And he had 50% from the free throw line, shooting 2 free throws. Now, of course, it's a small sample size of free throws, but what I'm trying to say is that like you were the best free throw shooter in the league last year, like literally the most efficient free throw shooter in the league. And in a big playoff game, which actually matters, you only make 1. When you only get 2, you only make 1. Also, he had 4 turnovers. And I also want to say Dante DiVincenzo, why does he get minutes? Like, I'm being serious. And guys like Moses Moody, yes, it's good to give him minutes, but I believe that the biggest thing with this was first, Kevon Looney wasn't starting and he barely got any minutes. I think this is because of his body. Let's face it, Kevon Looney's just one of those guys where you don't expect him to be starting every game, right? Like, he's normally played off the bench for whoever other starter the Warriors have. But I do believe that in this Warriors system, they need to find something that works. Give Gary Payton more minutes. He played great. And I understand that a lot of those were in garbage time. But still, like, I believe that he did make some plays, which I was like, okay, he looks legit. And also, shout out to Jonathan Kuminga, because in 9 minutes, he scored 10 points. And I understand that a lot of these were garbage time for the Warriors, where they were just putting people in so they played minutes, right? So they couldn't say anything. But I do want to say that, like, I do believe that the Warriors look tough. I mean, it took a 50-point game for them to win us against Sacramento from Steph Curry. And if they're not firing on all cylinders, where Moody, not Moody, where Looney is not getting 20 rebounds and Steph is not getting 30 and 7, and Klay Thompson is not getting an efficient 20, or at least a maybe under efficient 20, and Andrew Wiggins playing lockdown defense, I do want to say that they don't look good. Also, finally, shout out to Andrew Wiggins. He played a phenomenal game. He had the same efficiency as LeBron, I think, except for the free throw line, which was he 54% from the field, 50% from three, and he played a great game and dunked on AD. So yeah, I do want to say that we have to keep an eye out on this series because the Lakers look promising to beat the Warriors right now.